And on day 7, we determine in the para ice hockey tournament from PyeongChang who is the 5th best team in this tournament so far, or how the tournament has played out. It's Norway and the Czech Republic who will lock horns in this tussle between the 5th and 6th place. It's a classification game, both of them with 2 wins and 2 losses, as you can see, and their rite of passage coming in day 6 through to this particular competition. The victors of the classification games compete here for 5th and 6th. Those who weren't able to be successful competing in 7th and 8th in that particular game. But for the Czech Republic, with a victory that they got over Sweden, they were down 2-0. They found a way to claw themselves back. They had to on the back of that man there. Dolashal made a seeing eye shot that leveled proceedings at 3. As we look at Norway's journey through this tournament, they get that penalty shootout loss to start things, and then another loss, and then they find 2 ways to win a couple hockey games and puts them into this position here. Norway, since the start of the Paralympic ice hockey tournaments in 1994, have always been in and around the medal tables. The same record as you see for the Czech Republic. So it's just the 1 year that Norway sits outside of the medals, and that was 4 years ago in Sochi. As we look at the officials for this one, Webinger is going to be the Canadian referee, and Young-Jin Jae and Yoo Han from Korea, they will take the duties as the linesmen for this one. So Norway, who were a big part of spearheading para ice hockey, being a part of the Paralympic movement, as we say, when it started in 1994, have been perennial medalists in this tournament. It's only in the last couple of cycles of the Paralympic Games that they have actually just found themselves just slipping out of the medal podium. Espen Hedge is the leader in charge. He looks to be in good spirits, doesn't he, as he gets a little bit of a nod of encouragement there from his staff and personnel, and it's the one to be looking for, number 3, and Rolf Einar Pedersen is the real threat on this side. But you saw the goal that came in. Well, there's a few different options. Oden Bakke has been outstanding as well for Norway. Jiri Brise, the 42-year-old in charge, and you saw how elated he was when his team was able to find a way to get back into that match against Sweden. They did that late with the power play. And the goals coming from Mikael Geyer, the late one from Dolashal there. As Shell Christian Hamar, 5.14 goals against average. You can see 76 and almost a half in the save percentage. It's decent numbers. And Kudela gets the nod for this game. An interesting selection. Kudela, 20-year-old, is the next leading light. He's got 45 minutes played. The majority of the ice time in this tournament has gone to his colleague, Mikael Papenka. But here it is Kudela's opportunity to shine in a matchup against the Norwegians. It's 5th place that's at stake. And whilst that might not seem like a lot at this stage, it certainly does to these players, and it's an important part of where you sit in the world rankings coming out of a tournament like this. What a tournament he's had. Magnus Bogla, he's picked up the 7 points in total in the 4 games that they have played. And Pavel Kubish with the 6 points in return for the Czechs. Those are a couple of players to be looking out for offensively. And they get the opportunities to shine. Mikael Geyer equally for the Czech Republic. Rolf Einar Pedersen is one you always will look for. He's got 3 goals and assists and 4 points in this tournament coming from the blue line. And he's a perennial Paralympian and a big face of the sport, still is at his tender age of 48 years young. It's the 5th place and 6th classification game coming up. Norway and the Czech Republic. And we're underway. It's going to be Norway in red predominantly with a little bit of blue trim, and the Czech Republic with the red socks. They have the white jerseys and a little bit of red on their, along with blue on their uniform, as they will in fact be just broken up here. So Norway from right to left will get receiving this puck here now, and there is the aforementioned Rolf Einar Pedersen. Is this a little bit of daylight through here? Fortune Varnas gets interrupted there, but they're still going. Look at this here from Norway, as they are staying right. Magnus Bogle off the outside of the net, and that for Kudela, his first look at action. They don't record it as a shot, but it's as close as you're going to get for Norway without getting one. Here they are again. Ralph Einar Pedersen, has he scored? He has. Oh, baby. Lights are out as Norway have just flipped the switch inside the first minute here. And Kudela says the first one wasn't a shot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one was, as there's really no argument about that. It came in and out real quick. Let's watch it again as the feed right down to Ralph Einar Pedersen. Oh, it's right there in the middle. From the angle that we saw here, I was wondering if it went to the short side. It just hit the middle stud post. In and out. As quick as you want to shoot it. Ralph Einar Pedersen has just gone to 4 goals in his tournament. Oh, that's some sort of start, isn't it, for Norway? To just in the opening minute here, and you see the assertion from the teams as they want to really come out and score. It's very often that does happen, particularly with the teams that have an advantage and they're stronger than their opponents. But this year, against the Czechs have a tendency to fall behind and then have to work so hard in order to get themselves back into the games that they've been playing. Got a penalty coming here, and they're going to add insult to injury as Krupicka was so dynamic in day 6 in that particular game against Sweden. He was a real leader as he just provides a little bit of the cross block here and prevents the Norwegian player from just shadowing the Czech player. Krupicka just having to get himself sorted with his equipment there, whether or not he's had a blade on his sledge just dislodged, but Geyer will come in, and they get him right squared up there. Sticks down. Geyer does a nice job to pull that one right to the shoot in behind his own goal there. So a power play for the Czechs, or rather the Norwegians, as the Czechs are in the box. And there is Norway getting the opening and he can score, and then they go to the power play like right within 30 seconds afterwards. Lucas will break this up. This maybe is an opportunity for the Czech Republic to get themselves emotionally engaged in this game and really activated. And they are a bit of pressure here now as Stoly comes forward. He's deliberate, patient with his movement of the puck. And that's going to be offside. Maybe they aren't as patient there as Odbacke gets forced to go long, and players already committing going across the line. He scored a couple of beauty goals in day 6 as well, as you just watch this play down to Ralph Einar Pedersen, and a little bit of a change-up. It actually goes glove side. From our vantage point, as you look at it, I thought for a second it went off the left post. So it's all about how and where you're looking at the shot. It was a little bit of a surprise, I'm sure, for the Czechs to find that Pedersen was in that position right in the slot. There is generally a defenseman would be the 4th player on an attacking rush, but Pedersen's already right there leading it. As interrupted by the Czechs at the blue line. That's better. They're going to need to, after that opening wound, they're going to need to get themselves just a little bit patched up here. As there is Pedersen again. He's making it all happen. The offload coming in. Solberg. A little bit of a hitch already. A goal there from Kudela. Anticipation of that shot arriving. Remember, Norway are on the power play. And as you can see now, down to 20 seconds, that was quite confident there from Michel Christian Mark. Just to play it up, and since now pretty much going to see this power play gone as Pedersen will just softly serve it over to the far right side. And the Norwegian, that's Emil Sorheim, gets knocked down. Back onto the ice is the Czech player Krupicka, and that makes it 5-on-5. So this now a chance for the Czech Republicans to get themselves going offensively. They're going to have to regroup. They've had a long change here, delayed offside, awaiting his own backing is taken down. Again, the line change is a big part of this sport, coming on and off the ice. Generally, the shift lengths are anywhere from a minute to a minute and a half, and some of the players who are the most... Oh my my goodness, that's what happens again. Odin Bakke has got a rocket launcher, and it's in his hip pocket. And he pulls it out like it's a lighter, and he just lights up a smoker right to the top of the goal. Bar down, biscuit done, as he cooks himself a beauty here. And it's 2-0 for Norway. Whoop, stop, pop, and drop right into the basket. As that is some sort of shot from Odin Bakke, who just keeps getting it done high and hard. My goodness, he's got a 6-gun shooter, and I think he's got 7 bullets available to him. Just one spare in case he needs to just replace a dud. He has a shot that is released as quick or as deceptively as anybody in this tournament. He may not shoot it the hardest, but what he does is he gets it off, and you can tell by just where I was at the time, I wasn't anticipating that. Apparently Odin Bakke was. And the goal on the board suggests that he knew exactly where he was going to go with it as well. So how about them apples? Right now, the Czechs are still in the orchard picking them off the tree, because the Norwegians are actually back at home base eating them, as they've got 2 goals in quick succession here. And the Czechs, they haven't got a shot as yet. That won't be recorded as one. So this is some kind of start for Norway. Motichka goes back to touch it, but this is where the Czechs were against Sweden, down 2-0. Maybe not quite as quick like this in the opening 5 minutes, but certainly after the first period. And here they found a way to come back. So Yuri Briza is pretty calm about it and says, well, okay, not really what I put down on the board before the game, but it's where we are now, and how do we figure ourselves out from here? Well, the first thing you got to do is you got to stop digging. No more goals against the Czechs have to be enforcing, and then they got to figure out a way to get some shots going in the other direction. Wagner just plays that one off here. And the rotation here as Motichka gets this one up and just kind of slips right through Pavlov's stick. And here's Einar Pedersen. He's just going for a little scoop, going for a little Sunday drive. Except it's not Sunday. He's gone behind his own goal and maybe just started a little bit of a merry-go-round in his own end zone here that he's not particularly excited about, but he's come up with his side to get this puck out, and here they come again, Norway. They have found a way to be some sort of creative in this early doors, but now the Czechs are activated. The crowd getting in behind them with anything going on. This game could become a little bit of a wide-open affair. Not sure that the Norwegians particularly want to play that brand, but if they have to, here comes Norway again. And the touch-on will prevent that from being icing. So getting to it first is Morten Varnes, and Shabranek was going to just run him to the end boards, but elects not to. And we've got Kudela going out to get to the puck, and his teammate says, well, what are you talking about, Willis? As here comes the Czechs. This thing's going both ways. Roll! What a shot here. It's into Hamar, as he just paddywhacks that one down into the corner. And you feel a little bit of a wide open Western shootout here. As here comes Norway the other way. Martin Warnes, he'll just hold up and says, well, somebody just give me a little bit of shade here, because the sun's coming down pretty hot and I need a drink of water. Let's go to the goal again. Let's find that oasis and see if there isn't another red light they can switch on, but they can't. It'll just be a pause for the moment as a glove comes to it and a face-off is coming. Whoa, we've had some fun already as Norway have grabbed a pair. And this, the moment ago, for a little bit of a cross, just kind of trying to control as Raw was running out. He provides the screen, though. Geyer has to throw the brakes on and go back and get it. Maybe just in his haste to get there. wasn't quite as ready to shoot it when the opportunity presented itself. Mikhail Geyer got the shot. He's a player very capable of scoring goals for the Czech Republic. He's got 3 in the tournament, 5 points in total in the 4 games that he's played. He scored a couple of beauties. He scored against the Koreans, and he got a couple then. And man, he's got a flair for the dramatic as well. Here is the Canadian official, Kevin Webinger, just making sure that everything was A-OK. Pedersen will shoot from there. It goes into the body. You get a feeling that the Norwegians, if they could just absolutely steal the show in his first period, they would gladly do so. Oyseth gets the feed, attempted down to Pedersen. That was him. Look at him just driving up and down out of the offensive zone, having himself a little bit of a heyday. Here's Dolashal. He scored a goal against Sweden. He tries to feed it across. That's worked out well. Palat can't quite find the handle. It was a little slippery, and by the time he got a hold of it, and now the Czechs are going to just have to gather their passing game and kind of put it together. We're halfway gone in this opening period. Wojciechka will come to grab it, but Oyseth, he's very efficient, great distributor of the puck, manages it well, doesn't give it up cheaply. He's doing exactly that right now. He's got tight to the boards. He plays that one up, it's kept in by Pedersen, and he'll just wrap it around. It's like taking a cue ball and just giving it a good old run around the table. As this for Norway is where they want to be. They're in control. They've got the puck. At least they know where it is, and they're moving it places that they can compete for it and maybe win it back. It's certainly difficult for the Czechs to score from this position, so that works fine for Norway. They're effectively playing defense here in the offensive zone. It's a pretty good place to play defense. Right in the slots, wide open. There's Sahlberg. Is he going to get a feed? He has to circle around, and this time it's a save by Kudela. That's a real masterclass in how to manage the puck and manage the game by Norway. It wasn't particularly pretty, and I'm certain it wasn't sexy, but it was effective. They found a way just to kill off a minute there. As this was the play a moment ago, Dolashal trying to get it to the backside. The intended target was Palat, and it got to him. He just wasn't able to connect with the shot when it came time to get it in on Amar in goal for Norway. Taking out their man, and he just cut him right down the sides, doesn't he? Is the Norwegian, and Nakra is the player there. Get a whole lot of time, so some rotation of the personnel. In applying the force here. Patna as well out there. So those first couple of goals allows Espen Hedgund to make a few strategic decisions about his personnel. Up there, Kudela gets the glove up, and he's equal to that one there. I think looking back, the Odbake goal is great. I'm sure he'd love to have had that shot, but it was the quickness of the release and maybe not the power so much. Is this the feed down right in the middle of the net, and that was done as quick as the shot was taken. And then here he just comes in, pops, and that really is something. Again, it was not the most powerful of shots that we've seen, but when he threw the brakes on, and before he threw the brakes on, he was already propelling that puck forward. He had changed the real momentum of movement there that just obviously was deceptive enough to decoy Kudela into just giving himself a little bit of calm, and then, whoa, he realized he needed to be ready for an elevated shot, and he was a half a second too late. It's tough as a goalkeeper to always be shot ready. As you're in that tense position, a crouched position, and you can only maintain that type of intensity and focus for short periods. And then they do kind of let up and allow themselves just to mentally breathe again before they get ready to face maybe the next flurry. In that instance, he wasn't just quite ready enough yet. And back A was. Through the neutral zone. And can they just corral it? And then just get after it? That's the challenge here for the Czechs. They just haven't had a lot of possession. And here we are again. Norway are going to go one-on-one. Kubesh comes across over back A. Is proving himself to be a really impressive hockey player for Norway. Look at Stoga. That's a hot pepper. And you maybe just need to be mindful there that maybe there's a little bit more to that particular pepper. As one bite probably won't be the only one that's coming from Norway. Probably got another little bit that they want to offer. See if they can't grab a third. You wouldn't bet against them here. At 4:54 remaining in the first period, Norway have been that sharp to be deserving of the 2 goals that they have already in the game. That's a good looking shot there. Again, it's that stopping, changing of direction, and being deceptive. Cadella's a long ways out. And with the trajectory of the shot at that kind of angle, that works for you. But if you put a lob shot in there, which wasn't going to be the case, but if they decide to do that, maybe Cadella finds himself in a little bit of spot of bother being so far away from the goal line. The Norwegian player is trying to still get himself put together again. As this now for Palat. David Palat just stripped of the puck. Oh, that's a huge hit, and it's going to be a penalty coming against the Czech Republic. As now Geyer gets a little bit of a rough ride, and it's Teague coming. As you see the indication from Webinger, he's very emphatic with his penalty calls. And he just indicates it pretty cleanly there. It's Teague. And Havel is going. Straight in. Whoopsie. That's the old-fashioned endo. As he just gets right underneath him and pops him up. Gives him a good little ride there. Chance to regroup for Havel in the penalty box, but has he now just opened up that possibility of a third goal for Norway as this power play is underway? And yeah, he certainly has. Norway, the way they are playing right now, look like a side that's well capable of taking advantage of this opportunity. Back game, just sprays away from him, probably more by fortune than by design, but it worked out very well. He's going to have to throw the brakes on and just reload this offense. A little bit of a fake there, a decoy there, and still going, a pass. They have been quite mature in their approach so far, Norway, in this hockey game. Oh, can Geyer get to this? He's working, can he at least get the puck on the stick? And there's a penalty now. Again, and right now, Kevin Webinger, he's the star of the show. This is the referee. Now he comes across, and it's going to be a Norwegian team penalty, as both sides are giving as good as they can get. Klakeg just side on there against the Czech Pavel Kubesh, who's got 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points. He is the leader offensively for the Czech Republic.
2 minutes 15.
Flat feels a little bit like he's on his own. Batishka comes in. So it's 4 on 4 until, oh, there's a good little bit of action there. But this now is Norway racing. Here they go. Odbake is going to go for it. He's caught with the puck. Who's going to the net? They got an option. Oh, it's back to Pedersen, the offload. That one's short-sided save. Good save there from Kudela. That little bit of extra room has worked out well for Norway. And Pedersen is still down in the zone. He's going to leave go to the bench. No, he's just circling back. Got onto the neutral zone and is just waiting potentially for Norwegian to get control of the puck again, and then he'll just come in to strike. Just come in and hit it. And you see the shot. Norway with 6. Czech Republic with 2. They've got some room here again, the Czechs. Goes back, what a pass here! As it's up and over the bar. And Norway right now are having all sorts of fun. Unfortunately, it's at the Czechs' expense. It's into the corner. It's 3 Czechs that are involved, and Norway have pulled right back. They make a couple substitutions as well, but pull out of the offensive line area. That one goes off of Wolf Warnar Pedersen, and he's just in the way. It's the old accidental on purpose being in the way. That's exactly where he is. Mikhail Dyer gets dumped and knocked over right out front. What's going here is the recovery of the puck from Thomas Abdal. And the shot coming in. The power play is over. And it's back to 5-on-5 for both of these sides. And it goes into the bench there as the door opens up. And it goes right into the bench as the clearance effort there. And here now into the neutral zone at the Czechs here as we come toward the last minute of play. And the shot coming across, a scramble maybe. And a chance to link on the end of it there for the Czechs. And this now for Motichka. And a bounce around, maybe. Oh, they find a way to open it up. And look at Kropicka. Oh, he's crafty. He had the master key after all. He had to search through his ring, and he found it. As Hamar says, I didn't think you could in time. Well, he did. And he found it, and he's buried the first goal of the game for the Czechs. It bounced off the end boards. They leave him alone. Norstoga's jammed, and then Kropicka. Look at him go. A first whack and a second, and he slots it in. Oh, that's a great effort there inside the last minute. It's totally what the Czechs needed. That was sensational to get that return and to find a way. And to just stay with it. That's a prime example of just making sure you play the puck and play it right through to the whistle. The whistle hadn't blown, the puck was live. Don't be polite, just believe that the goalkeeper should just by right be able to freeze it. If it's alive, play it strong, play it hard, play it to score, and that's exactly what happened there with Kropicka. He's just cutting this Norwegian lead in half there with one play. That's what they're capable of doing. They've kept this game in check as the opening 15 minutes will come to a completion. And that was pretty high-octane stuff, in fairness. The opening couple goals from the Norwegians. Pedersen gets one, Odbake gets one. They're both even strength. And then Kropicka gets one for the Czechs at 14-18. Even strength as well. And we've got ourselves an exciting and dramatic game in the 5th, 6th classification game here in the Gangneung Hockey Centre. Stay tuned. We'll be back for the second period in just a moment. This looks like it could be a thriller.
탑재된 물건은 보안상 위험 요소로 간주되어 수거될 수 있으니 개인 소지품 관리에 주의해 주시길 바랍니다.
So it's all kicking off in the Gangneung Hockey Centre. On the ice, off the ice, it's one big party. As you saw the shots on goal, 6 of them for Norway, 4 for the Czechs in the opening period. And the 2 goals, you see Norway got off to a flyer. They scored that first one in the opening minute there from Pedersen, and then Odbake gets it at 3:39. That was just a lightning bolt as far as the way he took the goal. And then you get into the late one there at 14:18 from Krapicka. As we look back on the action, this was the one that got things started from my vantage point. I thought it went off the far left post. I said that, but it was right there, dead nuts, right down the middle. Boom, right through the keeper. And Kudela was just breached there, and he's got to be thinking, have we even got started yet? Because that was early in the first period. And then this is just the hitch, the hold, and the snap down. As Odbake is just proving himself to be one of the best surprise shooters and equally one of the best quick release shooters. That went right off the paint and down. And then, well, it just some good work here from Hamar, because we were seeing some increase of activity from the Czechs. They had this chance here. Geyer has to end up stopping, and he gets a shot off, but not quite the shot that he's capable of making. And then a few saves need to come in, and just a little bit of restoring some consistency and a little bit of quality there. And it got a little bit scrappy, but equally the Czechs did start to push things. And then the shots coming in, a chance for maybe a rebound. Then the other way, that was really quite fortunate in fairness for the Czechs. And then this, yeah, there's the example from the reverse side. Oyseth comes up and he just goes over the goal. And then this one was just a real plucky goal at the end by Krapicka. You see he's already had a penalty in this game, but he's really emotionally engaged. You can see the way he celebrates, the way he was celebrating in day 6 as well. That's as big a goal as he has scored too, because what it does is it just allows this game to be kept in check and Norway to be kept in check, and to be able to score it inside the last minute, it's a particularly important goal for momentum and confidence. As you see the celebration there and how quick the Canadian referee was on that. He was making sure to direct that and indicate it was a goal right away, so there was no confusion. Both of the teams have returned to the ice, and that was a pretty wide open period as well in stages, so it's interesting to see just how the second period shapes out. Is it going to be of the same complexion, or does everybody pull back a little bit? They can really afford to go for it, because 5th or 6th place, the difference is rather negligible. But what it is pride on the line, isn't it? You know, they're going to stay in Pool A. They're not competing for a medal. So you might as well just give everything you got, because you don't have anything to lose, really. And if you want to be the best, well, you got to improve all the time and you got to perform. So that's entirely what's available to both of these nations. And they need to just get at it here, as they did in that first period. And as we have a look over the ice time in that opening period, it's Pedersen with 9:45, 9:45 rather. And then the next highest player is Odbake at 8:26. So both of those players involved in the scoring. If we look across to the Czech side, you've got Zdeněk Havel at 8:06, 7:25 for David Palat, Potička at 7:11, and Geyer, I haven't seen a whole lot from him. They've got their stats on the front page. Geyer at 7:43 rather, and Kubish at 7:40 and 8:11 for Dolashal. So just interesting to see in their average shift lengths in that opening period. The Czechs are keeping them tight, right around a minute, and the Norwegians play a little bit longer in each one of their shifts per average shift that they take. We're underway from left to right. It's in all red with some blue trim. It's Norway who take possession, and they'll play this one in. There at the red line, it's not going to be for icing, so they can get after it. And the good forecheck is important. Look at what Magnus Boga has done again. He's looked for a second like he's been able to unlock this Czech defense. And that was a really great forecheck to be able to create this opportunity. Here he is again, Odenbake. He almost, you wouldn't rule him out shooting from there. So he had a guy on him and he just got a little bit of momentum. He can probably just get it gone in a hurry, even though his length of time was facing towards his own goal. And this is the offload. It's a little bit careless here by the Czechs. And it can be like that. They need to start well. They were down 1-0 within the opening minute. They were down 3-1 within the opening minute of the second period. So they've got to be sharp here and keep focused and concentrate on little things that help them to be successful. As this now for Pedersen. He goes back and this is rather deliberate from Norway. Pedersen just lifts up the sled, allows this to go across the ice. Martis will just lay it on. That can't connect. Doleshaw will just pick it up and see if they can't benefit here. Oh, back is Pedersen, but there is the goal scorer coming in, and Kopichka was just on to that. He's galloping towards it. Like a kangaroo in heat, he was flying. And here comes Stogan. And just looking, maybe just make a little bit of a clearing play. Certainly trying an option. Trying too many options when he's laying on his numbers. He's going to just get this out of the zone. Looks to be the only option. As now Norway are just going to reload and return and come back. They elect to go for a line change. So that's going to hold here. Not be so aggressive on the forecheck. Overall, he plays that up into an area. Again, it's this difficult second period. I'm surprised by that. I thought that the Norwegian player could have got to that. And this was PyeongChang. And he elected maybe not to. That's why you would have thought that maybe they'd have waved off the icing against, but it's going to be that the Czechs are in their own zone here now. So the hard work being done in the early stages of the periods. The Czechs need a new player in as they get removed or just their illegal alignment really is what it's effectively. Not happy with the positioning, not happy with just how they're either overcompensating or not squaring up or not doing as they're requested, which is to have the visitor put his stick down first and then the home team put his stick down. Abdal is out here. And he looks like he's cruising as he's back into position in front of the goal. He looks like a real character with some intensity and some flamboyance for this Norwegian side. From there, again, whoa. And that elevated shot for Gudela seems to be a real question asked of him. Seems to be a little bit of a memo out. To maybe an area that you could try to exploit. Abdal is out, and he puts that one on. And the Czechs now breaking out. That one is disrupted, a shot, that'll go wide of goal. Nobody really seems to know what they're doing in the Czech zone right now as far as how they want to defend. I mean, he's skating past the pucks and a little uncertain as to just who wants to take advantage. Here we are again. The first Norwegian on the scene. There's the second now. It's Hamra coming in and providing some support. Or rather, that is Akram. Pedersen. The offload. And this into the corner. Both of these teams just having a pretty serious session of heavy petting here. They're just feeling each other out. I thought we got that out of the way in the first period, but now they're back at it. Here comes Norway. They are now deciding how they want to carry forward. Good shot there. It's a good, equally a better save, but now a little bit of assertion with some purpose. Havel trying to get to Novak, not being allowed to do so. Now we got a Norwegian in the Czech goal. And That's not a little bit of a smoking shack there to go and just hang out in. It looked like he just lost his balance and just reversed in there. A little bit of a car shed before coming back out. So there you're looking at Zdeněk Havel, and that's the save, a good one from the young 20-year-old Martin Tudela. He's just getting himself activated a little quicker and mindful of the pace that's going to be coming at him. You've got to be ready as a goalkeeper. You don't get a second crack to make the save you need to. Both teams have done their reconvening at the bench areas. 10:38 remains in the second period. It's the 2-1 advantage to Norway. Their face-offs are very comparable. It's Norway with a slight nod. And the play of the puck around. This is better from the Czechs as they just start to, oh, what a spin and fire. That was by design. It was going to go to Mikko Geyer, but maybe it wasn't maybe as good an option. Thought maybe he could draw some attention to go and play Geyer, and then just turn and spin one right in the slot. Norway with this face-off. Seeing the very distinctive red beards that you might find from this part of the world for Norway in the Scandinavian nations. And for Mikko Geyer, down these sideboards. Havel, does he get a shot off the feed? Is good, it bounces, a little push there, a little bit of extra pressure. No penalty called, but it keeps Hamar mighty mindful of some of the traffic that could come his way. So he needs to be clean with everything that he gets. You can see the snow from the snow stop right in front of him. As that just ricochets off of the Norwegian, Emil Vatnam. So it is 5-on-5. And Shafranek comes in. Tries to compete for this. Vogla wins that draw. And here, Barnes has kept it in. Pedersen is sitting around, just floating, kind of like a rover, waiting for the puck to be given to him in a good position. Here, it's a long ways down. And it's played for icing, and that's just a little bit of an idea that Norway worked pretty hard so far in the second period. They were just happy to get it down the ice and get themselves a whistle. All four players in front of the goal. It's a good tactical alignment, because if the opponents do win the face-off, then they're going to go through those four players before they get shot in on goal. Now is a penalty here. Czechs just continue to, must be something going on over that penalty box that encourages them to go back. And is this now, looks like, is a possibility of an injury here, or is it just a temporary need for some support? Krapicka, he's been ridden hard, but he's found a way to get on the board already. And it's Pedersen. It didn't look like it was too vicious. Certainly enough force coming in that it's going to leave Pedersen having to just readjust his thoughts. So he's going to get a 5+ game is the indication here. And Pedersen's okay. And Shafranek is going to be removed from this game. He's coming across the ice right now. They've opened up the door for him. It's because of the sled coming up into the body. If you leave it, go side on with the sled, but as soon as he lifted up his legs into the body of Rolf Einar Pedersen, it means that, okay, maybe he wasn't playing the game with its full integrity. And actually, that's quite a dangerous thing. So therefore, that's why the big assessment of a 5-minute major. And that is going to change this hockey game, and more and more so in favor of the Norwegians, because you watch Pedersen. The Czechs have just lost a little bit of shape here, a little bit of their game plan. The face-off all the way down. And in goal, Gudela is going to need to be strong here with this Norwegian power play. They are so looking to score on this opportunity and just put this game very much in their control. Seems to be a little bit of a need for clarity in and around, and that's because it was I'm not really entirely sure why that substitution occurred. Yeah, a great opportunity here for the Czechs to push on, get themselves that third goal. It's been kept in. And Vardas is the first one to it. So a 20-minute game misconduct is the penalty to be assessed and, of course, to be now served. So that's the nature of that. Just the violence of that, the danger of how they have to play this game. In order to make sure they've had an opportunity to perform on the ice, and this is a bit of a, again, a stilted passage of play where both teams are trying to maybe outthink each other, outmaneuver one another, and maybe it's best just to get on and just play it straight. Just take your shots, go and create the opportunity for some shots, and be as responsible as you can. And choose the best options available. Upended right there at the face-off circle in the center ice zone. Dyer, feed up the blue line, but it's the Norwegians who come up with it. It's going to be a good shot. That one really needed to just go through a set of uprights. It would have been a three-pointer from there. At least with one. As this Rolf Einar Pedersen just can't quite get the handle. They need to really be wearing hockey gloves in this game, but adjusted ones, because the skates and equipment that could certainly hurt or damage or just indicate a particular style. Back A, Matishkin will take that off him, and Osef comes in looking to see if there isn't something for him. Is in behind the net right now. The Czechs taking a little bit of the Norwegian playbook by the way that they are able to defend, the substitutions, some personnel, and just being a little bit smart, not giving anything away cheaply. That one's well over the goal. You need to be careful of overextending and maybe grabbing it, letting it fall into your own goal. Impressive tournament, only a short volume of minutes actually played, but he's been a real gem. He'll be the next generation of front line Norwegian power plays. It's taken and sent down the ice. Norway are going to regroup and just see if they can't come up as a group of 5 and figure out a slightly different angle. Around is trying to get it out front, but don't want to start the opponent's breakout either. So this is really just hit a real quiet chapter, but look at that. Pedersen has racked it with the cue ball, and the balls are all over the table as he's just jacked another Norwegian goal. This is just about snapping hard, taking your moment, and he hits it right here, up high, and a moving target he is. And equally never even a chance for Cadella as it goes through a screen. And I don't think he sees much of it nor anticipates it. And Pedersen still pumping to himself. That's how much he enjoys it. That's his 2nd goal of this game. And is in fact, well, it's his 5th goal overall. They've only played 4 games. That will be, this is their 5th game. So that was a real snappy effort there. They can very much be masters of their own destiny. They do have real quality in the Czech system as well. So do the Norwegians. That shot though from Pedersen, it just is an indication of where he sits in the world class rankings of just individual skill and ability in big games and really in the sport. He can do everything in the sport that really an athlete can do. Turnover now. And this is becoming difficult for the Czech Republic to get the shots, to get that puck time that they would like, is because Pedersen is a little bit of a puck hog. It's not a bad thing, as long as you move it around within your own team, but if you can keep it on your stick away from the opponent, well, that's a pretty good skill. You can do that for sure. Watch it again, and not even a chance to get ready. You see the surprise. He just hears it go whistling past his ear. A little bit like it was dark in here, and he had no chance to view it. He really didn't know it was coming, didn't know that it was on course. And equally the players in front were quite distracting as well. Just their presence and the height of it was enough that maybe it could have equally gone off with any one of them. Here is Odebake. He is the other scorer here, as it's back and forth between Bake and Pedersen for Norway. It's just a long goal to Zdeněk Motička. David Motička gets the assist on that one at 14-18. Right here is Pedersen just deciding where he wants to go with it. That's advanced well. Skating hard and to it. Morgan Varnas. Good body check there, trying to front up against Pedersen. Just don't allow him to continue to have time and space to do the things he wants. Here we come. Geyer is going to draw a penalty. He'll be surprised and disappointed that he hasn't, as he thought he had the step or the one sled length advantage ahead to just start getting moving, and then he got stripped down from behind. The challenge for the Czech Republic. They scored a goal late in the last minute in that opening period. And when they up the end here, they have to go harder. They've got to be better. They've got to connect passes. I think they're out of gas. I think, yes, of course, it's been a lot of hockey, and at the best that the world has to offer here in the Paralympic Games in a short space of time, but they are capable of going out and making something happen. Morgan Varnas comes across. It's a little bit of a sloppy puck handle. And this now still trying to develop their own styles of playing the game. Just keeping it from their opponent. Enjoy yourself. Freewheeling out there. And this looks like it's an interference call coming, and it's going to be a power play for the Czech Republic because just getting a look at who is the server. It's PyeongChang, I believe. There it is. PyeongChang does get the penalty, and he's on the way to go and have a little bit of a rest. 2:53 is what remains in this first period. If it's that, he's been hard done by. So there it is, a moment just to collect our thoughts. There's a power play for Czech Republic coming up. With the very Viking-esque looking beard on the Norwegian bench. And 5 against 4, the player advantage for the Czech Republic. Geier's out there. Play. A soft shot that goes right to the body. And a miscue there, so this is encouraging signs for the Czechs to say that this team we're playing, they're not infallible. We just have to impress upon them our will and our intention a little bit better. And they'll respect us. He's holding well. Goes back, so it's even 90 seconds remaining. That's a curious decision there. It'd be behind the keeper. And still trying to find the angles to come out of their own zone in the power play on the skates and try to advance the puck down and get ready to start taking some shots. And the Norwegian keeper Geier, another big hit. Good to let that go. It was a legal hit. He ended up just using the net as well to leverage his opponent. As we're inside of a minute now on his power play, and inside of 2 minutes remaining in the second period. Scrappy, but it's with a plan, it's got purpose, it's got energy to it. Both of these sides just have to keep it level, keep it smart. Just getting beyond the stick, it's rolling a little bit, it seems to be carrying on flat. Too much air to it. It's just getting away from some of the pass recipients. Taken down in the corner. This is a good work here from their number 74, Mikkel Geier. And that's important to see how he just approaches these chances that he gets. He can generate them, but he's in the strong lane here is Geier, just trying to shovel that into the body of the Norwegian keeper, Hamar.
Both teams are at full strength.
Back to full strength, 5-on-5, and we quickly are having the sand go through the hourglass in this second period. Is there a chance here? Look back again. Can he get to it to prevent the icing? He cannot. So it will come back. An important face-off here with 38 seconds. Comes to the right. Or it is the left, rather. Exactly where Michel Christian Amar has got his eyes transfixed. Bogla. Scurry is trying to get this puck. Again, there's not a whole lot going on. And the strength of both of these sides, the endurance, the fatigue, the stamina, and what is maybe played at not at a fast pace, but you can adventure bottom dollar, they think at a fast pace. It's an intense workout. And there isn't maybe the entire element of fear anymore of some of the rough stuff that used to be in the sport. But here is Pedersen, the offload. Otbake. Oh, to Varnas, and he almost just gets around the Czech keeper. So it is 5-on-5 again. And through the neutral zone, that is the end of the second period. As we had a scoreline after the first of 2-1, that late goal from Zdeněk Torpička. And then we move into the second period, and it's another score from Rolf Einar Pedersen. And it's on the power play that he's able to convert it to give his side the energy they need in order to maintain this lead. After 30 minutes of play in the 5th-6th classification game, Norway has 3 and Czech Republic have 1.
F is for the way you look at me. O is for the only you see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore, and love is all.
And the 4 shots on goal for Norway, 2 from the Czech Republic. The power play efficiency proves fruitful in that second period, as overall the shots in goal, Norway with 10 and the Czechs with 6. And as you see, it is the 3-1 lead that stands strong right now. Norway getting out to that 2-0 lead early in this hockey game. That late goal at the end of the first period, but then there's a power play efficiency that's very fruitful for the Norwegians. They're getting the majority of the face-offs as well, and they, in the moment, are kind of controlling this game. The Czechs have had a few flickers, but there's probably a little bit more from the Czechs still yet to play out, as the remaining 15 minutes are just around the corner, as the crowd just enjoys the activities and entertainment inside a Gangneung Hockey Centre. And this is a long play in. Kudela just doesn't quite get a clean bit of control of it, but he at least gets his body on it. That's the most important bit. Pedersen with the shot that's got a little bit of extra speed and velocity to it, as that really was going to go inside the left post. The angle of it was that tight and it was on, so he had to make the save. As this now, Hamar doing his part in the most. This was a backside play trying to get to Kubish, and Kubish is very much a player that you'd want to get it to for the Czechs, and then some elevated shots coming in. And then that's the goal. Just so potent and taken here by Pedersen. It just was just a drive-by shooting. And unfortunately, for the Czechs, they really didn't know much about it before the bullet was right in the back of the net. Amar doing his part. He's been strong. He had the 6 shots to face. And then at the other end, Kudela just trying his best to keep this within check, but the Norwegians have been very assertive. There's another, I mean, that's the reverse angle of it, but these are difficult saves to be making. Not always sometimes about the amount of them, it's the quality of the shots and the goal scoring opportunities you're having to manage. So that's where everything rests as we get ourselves ready. The teams return to the ice, and it's the third period that remains ahead of us. It's the 5th, 6th classification game in the Gangneung Hockey Centre, right in the heart of the Olympic Park. But of course, this is the Paralympic competition in the para ice hockey, which is in day 7 of its tournament. And the 2 more days remain, day 8, day 9. Day 9 is when, in fact, the gold medal will be determined. But this is all about placement. 5th is the highest that both of these nations can achieve in PyeongChang in the Paralympic tournament, as Mar is in goal. And some great scenes of excitement and encouragement there. Oh, there's Vapenka involved in the team huddle, as there's some good energy there. And it feels a little bit like win or lose, we're all in this together. We win together, we lose together. That's what feels a little bit like what's coming from the Czech formation there, as Yuri Briza and even Vapenka was involved in leading that. But there it is, the confirmation of the score after the opening 30 minutes of play, and teams just kind of hovering around. They come out at around the 2-minute point and then get themselves just kind of, well, immediately those that aren't starting need to take the bench area. Donschall, he's got a little bit of long range ability. Avdal could very much be in the running for some of the best hair in this tournament as well. As now, well, we're still a ways out. Everybody's ready, they're anxious. They want to see this through. This is the final day, the final 15, maybe more, for these two teams in PyeongChang. And Webster is happy, we're underway. It's the Czech Republic in white with the red trim, and Norway in predominantly all red as the play comes in quickly. And maybe that looked like it was going to be on goal. We have seen long range shooting from the Czechs. A shot, Kubic doesn't quite get what he wants on it. And just bubble around. You have to put a little pot lid on it to get this puck out of the zone. But for the moment, the Czechs are just keeping it live. Left it loose. Here comes Norway. And from the outside, there isn't going to be a whole lot to look at here. It's Hagen. And this is going to be just controlled by Kudela. This is great mileage for him. Vatna with some more hockey being played through the course of this matchup. We look across the intermission, the ice time played by this personnel pretty well distributed across the Norwegian lineup. The Czechs probably going with their top 8-9 players really in the most to the bottom portion. A lot of minutes played. Novak, very well, 26-39, Novak only 215 in that period. 301. Czechs rely heavily on Dyer. Maybe two best years to play across into the Norwegians, as Della's going to have to make that save. And you see the kind of relieved smile and almost a smile of, oh shucks, I had a chance there, didn't I? From Vogel. Great looking save there from Kudela as he just gets himself into the full body layout. Dyer gets upended by his own guy and rotated out. What have we got here? It's the breakout from the Czech. They can't seem to link the passing together continuously and to have a consolidated approach as a group of 5. Norway have taken a nice signal against it. It's the key here now to win this face-off for the Czech Republic. This game is still within shooting distance for them, and I think just get themselves an advantage play. The goal they do score is really a little bit rather gathered and made quite a bit of what was a kind of a last-minute opportunity there. As you see the Vogel attempt. Now this long-distance effort in, and that's Rawl, and it was broken up. But the other way, here it comes, Norway. Blackegg, the feed. Can they stay onside? They do. That's important just to keep this play live. And the clock right now is more the Norwegians' friend, of course, than it is for the Czechs. Still lots of time available, but for the Czechs, they have to get momentum going for themselves. Yes, you can score a goal from puck from the defensive zone for a moment into the far corner. It will be Pedersen trying to overpower it out. This now. The idea, a good one, just to give the central feed. I'm not sure that either of the Czech players particularly anticipating. Zolber just makes sure it's going to be offside. The longer he goes, and then late offside whistle for the Czech Republic to come forward. Feeding pass. This is good. Across the line. Geyer is interrupted there by Pedersen. Now Zolber just getting around the board safely. Is it kept in? It has not been. It's just at the blue line. Just losing a little bit of handle. They needed that right away to take possession of it. Here now, the Czechs, the offload. This is promising. What a shot there. It's too high. It's over the goal. And they've done that a few times there. They've got to be sharper in and around those shot-taking possibilities. All about the accuracy and all about making the most of the chances they get. They've had now 7 shots on goal, and we are well into the 34th minute of this game. And they're capable of more as they come in and run the man over. How about that one? That's a heavy hit. A little bit of impatience coming, it looks like, from the Czechs as they want to just make sure that this is going to be contested for right to the end. Kuba's had a shot, he misses, so accuracy again, letting them down. Probably if they were able to get some of the shots they missed on, they'd have more shots in the game than Norway. It's Norway who've been more clinical, haven't they? As here comes the Czechs again. The reverse back off the boards. Feed here. The ideas are good. It's the execution that's letting them down. And this will just get swiped. Oh, if there are too many players, is this an issue? I don't think so, and I hope not. If you saw the exchange going on, and while the door was open, it went slotting right into the bench area. So it looks like it's going to be okay. We just got ourselves just a little bit of a pause here now. And we await the opportunity. So, yeah, that's kind of a little bit of a scary play. Could have potentially been too many on the ice. This is the shot. And have a look at it again. It's a well-taken one from the Czechs, but again, it's up high from Shafranek. Riza willing his side on, and you just get a sense that he's as much as their best friend, maybe their uncle, rather than their father. One of their best supporters, that's for sure. You got to believe as well, that's inspiring just to see his commitment. He's been on this journey with this Czech program now for the last Paralympic cycle. Now the back in behind their own goal as well. Can they just kind of recoil, use the momentum from behind their own goal, just attack this line? Blackie, a pretty steady pair of hands back there. You'll find him more often than not back defensively. He doesn't really take a whole lot of chances up front. And this is brought about what looks to be a penalty against Norway. And interference is the call. And so this, as you see the upended player, is that Herbeck down? I think it might be. No, it's Rapichka rather. It's 96. And he's been just knocked around in the last couple of games that he's played. Pretty heavy and pretty serious. He had his wind knocked out of him, I believe, in day number 6. And he was slow to get up. He got up and then he scored a goal later on. So Abdal looks to be the guilty party as he just catches enough of them there going in. And right away there, Kapichka's already got his face fully expressive there, doesn't he? And didn't see what maybe had happened or whether or not he was being a little thespian. look like it. He plays with his heart on his sleeve, and I think he was looking or overcooked anything there. But it seemed like a lot of pain in a hurry with the initial contact that, right, maybe the tee didn't catch him in the leg area. It's hard to tell on replay. Pavel will take it. So the power play here for the Czech Republic, and they really do need to assert here. This will just give them a chance to play their game. They don't want to chase it late. Is this the good play to Kubish? A shot. Oh, he scores! And Kubish, whoa! That was a laser beam. As like a red radar, he just darted it inside that right post. And look at the expressions of delight on the Czech bench. Holy man, this was an absolute bomb as he just gets it off here. And that was heavy. It was hard. It was so accurate. And I just think Hamar just cannot stay with the speed and the velocity of it as he belts it right off the camera in the back of the Norwegian goal. Pavel Kubish, you have a rocket of a right arm. As Habel and Geyer get the assists. And a power play goal has just sparked proceedings here in the Gangneung Hockey Centre. Four chances on a power play for Norway. They have the one conversion. The Czechs have had 3 cracks at it. They also have a goal. And this now has changed the complexion of this hockey game. Bogle, he could have made the play. He goes for the big shot. Otbake would have maybe just as been happy to receive that service from his teammate too. So it's a different looking score. And how about the Czechs? It seems like they need to fall down by 2 goals just to get themselves woken up. Just imagine if they started the game on time. They didn't have to start it halfway through the first period when they're already down 2-0. So a little bit of the nature of their makeup is their personality and the way it has been playing out in this tournament. You wouldn't bet against them here now, finding a way to level this game. They've kept it as tight as they can. Norway are just skating as fast as they can to get to it. Magnus Wogan leads and throws back game, but in there first is Matichka. And it will go around and doesn't get controlled though. There's a heavy hit. Both Geyer and Morton Barnes there crash into each other. And a pretty heavy collision. Everybody's okay. Play continues as they both are able to substitute. This is a good shot. Has it gone for icing? No, it has. And the idea, really, it's tough. You see even the tracking of the puck sometimes. The goalkeepers can think they know where it is, but actually the shot is maybe a little quicker than they were expecting, or maybe it's a changeup, not coming in as hard as they thought. That one was pretty hard. It went between the glove and the pad, and then just pretty much worked its way around the goal like a firecracker. Well, here we go. It's just gone up an octave. And the Czechs are singing from the same hit sheet now. Norway was certainly doing that earlier in the concert. Seems that the Czechs are just finding their tune. This Rawl will just come back, and what's he gonna do with it? He's gonna make a central feed. Here they come again. Franek, or is that Kubish rather? Yes, it is Kubish. 29 and 24. Very similar styles and biomechanics. And equally physical stature, but now for Norway across this line. And that's a little bit of a miscue because Solberg has some good momentum by the time he gets going. And this could be. Looked like Norway is going to create a little bit of a central feed and start to push here. This is Abdal. He was a player who got the penalty. A long play up, but still going. Magnus Boga is not going to be able to, rather than Solberg, going to be able to shoot from there. Solberg is a right-handed dominant player. Was the Czechs across the line. They've got 4 bodies looking equally. There are 4 defenders back for Norway. And Geyer looks like he's on a bumpy roller coaster over there, just trying to find its way and making sure it's running smooth. It's getting late in the season though for the roller coaster ride. They need to find a way to level things out, go at a faster pace, but right across, it'll be even level. They have known and they have done it already. They've been able to win with the shots. There's a whipping, kind of side-winding release. Another one, Sahlberg. And if somebody got the twisted wrister, a shot that's, again, going to just find its way through a number of bodies and, of course, get into the back of the goal. Norway could equally be the author of one of those, as could the Czech Republic. It's the pressure, though, on the Czechs as we're just over 5 minutes remaining in the third. They've got to find another goal here to keep this game alive. They could find 2, so could Norway. And it's back, Cornestoga, the offload. Pedersen is slowed up for a moment, and seeing him making these long attempted plays. He's going to wave that one off and right to it. Kotinska out front. Is this sloppy? Look at Norway score! Holy! Are they ever the opportunists, the Norwegians? They sniff it, they know it, and Bakke has done it. Oh, he's such a prolific scorer late in this tournament for Norway, and Kudela is crushed. And Oden Bakke couldn't be more delighted, and why wouldn't you be? He's Johnny on the spot as it goes right through the Czech defense, and he goes high up into the hammock. That's one, maybe up into the crow's nest, as Kudela is laying on deck. Varnes and Pedersen will get the assist. This comes at 40:05 inside the last 5 minutes. And it could go either way, and that's exactly what happened there. A little bit of a loose defensive play from the Czechs and Oden Bakke. I'm not sure that the man misses anymore. Everything he has touched in the latter stages of this tournament has pretty much gone into the back of the opponent's goal. He had 3 goals coming into this one. He's picked up another pair in this match today, so he's had 5 in the tournament. That was excellent. And the play from Norway. It's out. That is going to link up well. The advancing pass, they couldn't quite get it while they were in momentum. And it's going to go for an icing, as they could have maybe even had a chance to go on a breakaway there. And look at this again, just at the right place in the right time. And the finish is divine. Right in the back of the twine. As these two teams, now they've had a pretty good tussle in day 7 in this match for 5th and 6th place. There's going to be penalties. I think a pair of them are going to go. Speaking of tussles, they locked horns, and Webinger just says, listen, let's maybe round off those horns a little bit and send you two boys to cool off in the penalty box. And Magnus Boga is saying, well, what are you talking about? Geyer says, you know what he's talking about. I think it's Boga that's going to go, and we'll see just who it is for the Czechs. It's Palat. His emotions run high. And you see there, it's not just that easy to balance on the sled, just sitting there. And that in itself takes core strength and the ability. There you see the way the two players wrapped up behind the goal, and they were ready to rock and roll with each other. Abel will take this draw. They've got a little extra room out there now. It's 4-on-4. Pedersen will be playing the blue line. Still in goal is Kudela. Didn't want to take that risk there. Is this now fed up? Odbake looking to skate on him again. Has he got a hat-trick goal? He wouldn't bet against that. Now for the Czechs, can they get going with some action? Here they are with the movement up this right-hand side. Abel trying to get it across. He's taken off of the play by Stoga. And Stoga comes up with it, circles. Now he's been a little bit zealous there, and maybe a little too ambitious, trying to play it right to the body of the Czech player. And it's been kept. Fortune Barnes. Oh, Odbake! He's got a breakaway from the halfway point. He's straight in. Is they going to catch him? I don't think so. Oh, he lost the handle. And there's going to be a penalty and interference call. And Bake didn't know it either, but he had a screening going on behind him. And maybe it's better it worked out like that, because Bake, if he had scored the goal and then had it taken away because of the cross blocking coming from Pedersen, well, that would have taken the wind right out of your sails, particularly as he was right on the cusp of getting a hat trick. Yeah, it was just a little too much there, wasn't it, from Pedersen? As he takes Doleshal, I think Bake would have been able to find it. As he looks to make the play to Pedersen. He has no idea that Pedersen actually has done what he's done and been assessed the penalty. So an interesting situation there. You can see the frustration is it's the Czechs who have called a timeout, and they're going to have a little bit of a thought about how they want to finish this hockey game. Well, you see the discussions going on between the two respective coaches. Just wondering whether or not we catch a little bit of some of the volume of what they've got to say, but pick it up there. But you can see just visually just the intensity of the instruction, just how demonstrative they were. So it's 5 against 3 now, and they were in this situation. It's an empty netter. That's the reason why, is they have pulled out Kudela. And watch this space. We're 3:29, so they're expecting and looking to go for a goal in early in this power play opportunity. So particularly without Pedersen on the ice, it's something for them to consider, because he's the kind of player that can take it and go and score in that empty net. So as long as they can control it, keep it on their sticks, and make good positive plays, they probably are in a good position here across this line. And don't take it clean. Are they offside? They are. As the near side. Now they got to get to the Norwegians quickly, as there's a shot on goal, and from a long range they find a way to hit the empty nets, and Norway looked as though they have sealed the deal here. Bake is the hat-trick hero, as he just can't miss right now. Man, oh man, he's a man with a plan, as unassisted. Get me the puck already. This thing's got eyes. And Odbake he's a gifted shooter of the puck. As good as we have seen, maybe for different reasons, but that's bullseye right in the middle of the open goal. Wow, how about that? He says, you like open goals? He says, you're darn right I do. Give me the puck already. I'm going to put it in it. And he gets a hat trick by doing so. And short-handed as well is now Geyer. This is for the Czechs. Can they do something late here? A little bit dramatic. Out the short side. Geyer into Hamar. Is it in his glove? I think so. Took a while for the face-off, for the whistle to be blown, and that just put a little bit of a wrinkle in the plans for the Czech Republic with the open goal. Didn't see that coming. Needed to close down quickly. This is Geyer the other way. There was a little bit of room there between Hamar and the post, between his chest and the post. It's back an empty net again. So they've got some mountain to overcome here, but just get one shot and see what you can do. It's 5 against 3. You've got to get to this puck though in a hurry. You cannot wait, as this will be cleared down, and they can do it because they're shorthanded. So this is Geyer all the way to go and collect it. And with a minute remaining on the power play, just played it back and using the different layers here. It's across this line. Havel, back, shot. This is over the net again, and you see the frustration there. It's gone off and out of play, and just watching what Webinger got to say. It's going to come outside the zone because it was off of the stick of Shabranik as he takes it here. It goes off the bar. I don't think Hamar gets a touch of it. It just goes off the bar, and that actually was Geyer rather. 74, not 24.
timeout, Team Norway.
And Norway says that was a little bit close, wasn't it? So they'll call a timeout. Like Norway are content with what their plan is. The face-off is just outside their own defensive blue line. And still precious seconds remaining on the timeout. Now the Czechs return and get themselves in a position because this puck is going to drop as soon as the timeout. Seconds. Oh, they're underway quickly. And that needs to start again. It looks like the timeout clock hadn't fully counted down. And they drop the puck about 2-3 seconds still remaining on, so that's the reason for the sound of the horn, and we'll get reactivated again. And you can see the Canadians speaking with the Korean linesman just about that particular situation, saying you've got to let the entire clock count down, because until that clock counts down, we can't get the game clock to get activated again. And that's all right. It's pretty incidental in the whole scheme of things. 2 seconds left. So there's 2 seconds that they're going to allow the play to continue. It's all worked itself out as it's into the Czech zone again. They have Della, as you can see, back in their own goal. They've got 5 skaters, there's 4 for Norway. And so they've got inside of half a minute on this power play. They have not been able to get what they want. They came very close though. But that was going off the crossbar from Geyer. Is there any bit of construction that they can put together as far as their offensive formation that's going to give them an advantage? It looks as though this power play is going to get away from them, and they didn't get what they were hoping from it. In fact, it was the total opposite. They let up the empty netter, didn't they? That was not their desire. And it's now pushing forward. A little bit of a chip. Does that go into the bench? Still grabbing it. And I think it's still live, and then puts it offside. It's close. Play carrying on here. Of the bench areas. We are exactly a minute left remaining in this match, the 5th-6 classification game. It's the final moments in this tournament for both the Czechs and the Norwegians. There's not going to be too many men on the ice, or too many players on the ice. Right there, called against as the clock now is very much the enemy of the Czechs. There's a hit there from Hagen. Haven't seen a lot of Hagen. He's out there now giving best he can for Norway, and that one will be sent strong and wide of the goal that'll bring about an icing. So the Czechs, they've had a flair for the dramatic. They were able to get a victory over Sweden in day 6. They found a way to really push the Koreans. The Koreans found a way to beat them 13 seconds into the overtime period. and that was earlier in the preliminary round. So they were pretty willing and pretty capable of staying in tight games and also going into additional time, even into shots as well. So they like to live a little bit dangerously. Unfortunately, they were a little too dangerous in this one. Norway were just so clinical in their finishing that even a fire extinguisher wasn't going to put out that level of heat. There's another shot one more time. It's up and over, and that's going to be it as the full 45 minutes has been played. And Norway come out, they get started quickly in that opening period, and that sets the table, doesn't it? Because for the rest of the game, it's a chase for the Czechs to get back into it, to bring it level, and then of course, when they are able to score one, then Norway are able to assert themselves again, and then Bake puts together a hat-trick of goals in this game. And how about that? When you need it most, it'll assert Norway through to the 5th position in this tournament. Maybe not entirely where they want it to be, but 5th in their eyes is better than 6th. You win your last game, that's something positive to build from. Riza and Hedga with real appreciation and respect for each other as they shake hands and acknowledge each other's work leading into this Paralympic tournament and throughout. It's a final result, Norway 5, Czech Republic 2 in the 5th, 6th classification game.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give both teams a round of applause for their outstanding effort throughout the game tonight.
Shots on goal in that 3rd period. The Czechs, they get 3. They got a power play goal as well. It started to make things real interesting. And a couple shots for Norway, but it's the 2 goals in that 3rd period from Norway that really steal the show, as overall the 12 shots on goal and the 5-goal return is really the efficiency of their shooting that was the difference in this hockey game. Both of them with a power play goal of the 4 chances they had. The face-offs in the most controlled there, as you can see, by Norway 60% of the time. A lot of penalty minutes for the Czechs. Remember, we had an ejection in this game for bringing that sled up into a dangerous position, and that led to the incident for all of the penalty minutes that you see really being assessed against Shabranek. Penka with a big tournament, as expected from the Czechs. They will lead the stage first, and out here to have their moment to acknowledge, respect, and equally just take their final drops of the energy, the excitement and the vibration that has been PyeongChang 2018. The Czechs, it's the Norwegians rather, as they stay on the ice. They will finish 5th as they linger and listen to the last song. Four years ago in Sochi in the 2014 Paralympic Games, it was Norway and it was the Czech Republic in both 4th and 5th position respectively. In PyeongChang, they finished in 5th and 6th position. Very tight, not much in it. Maybe a few different looks to the Paralympic ice hockey tournament on the global stage. The host nation has arrived, so have the Italians. But a great game here for Norway and the Czech Republic as they finish their tournament with style and with integrity. A great game by the Norwegians. They punctuated with a 5-2 result over the Czech Republic.